Yeah, what's going on, guys? Your boy Vito here back on the Mad 16. Today I am bringing you guys another story time video. Don't really pay attention to what's going on in the back. I don't really have any gameplay or anything because I haven't really had any time to play any games. Just got off of work. It is 6 p.m. and I'm like, you know what? I got solo challenges to do, so I'm going to tell my story while I play solo challenges. So if I lose solo challenges or if I can't think of what to say in the story, shit's going to happen. Having said that, I promise I'm going to try and keep it easy on the swearing. No promises. Okay, a little bit of a promise. I'll do my best. Okay. Um, so, so this all happened within the past couple months, but we'll just start off with this. Okay. So I work at a repair store slash video game store. Okay. It's a pretty cool place. It's like the only place in the world where you could trade in your video games and then use the credit to get your phone fixed. That's what I always like to say. I think it's a really cool idea. It's like a solo operated, one location sort of thing, which is great. So anyway, so I am a sales representative at this place, right? I'll help out every once in a while with some stuff in the back, but for the most part, I am a sales representative. Okay, so people come in, I explain to them what's going on, and I'm tech savvy. I could definitely fix stuff. I could definitely do things. So I'm not like a complete idiot whenever I'm behind here. Okay. So this guy, okay, this guy is coming in with his computer, and he needs to get his computer fixed, okay? And this guy brought his computer somewhere else to get it fixed, okay? So I'm gonna do my best to try, and I'm sure some of you guys aren't as tech savvy as some other people, so I'm gonna do my best to explain everything where everyone can understand it. So this guy brings in his laptop, right? And this was an HP laptop. It was pretty old, definitely pretty old. Okay, is it worth getting fixed? Probably not. Probably not. And this guy is really weird. Okay, as soon as this guy comes in the door with his like old laptop, I'm like, this is one of the weirdest guys I've ever seen come to the store. He's really tall. He's got like this black hair, and whenever you just meet some guy and you're like, yeah, this guy's got a weird vibe to him. Yeah, this guy was mad weird, dude. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, he came in and, like, flowers shriveled up and, like, grass died and the sun was shining and then out of nowhere lightning striked. That doesn't happen coincidentally, okay? So this guy comes into the store. He's got his old laptop, all right? He's got his old LG laptop. And he used to take his computer to this other place down the street from where we are. And this place has been around forever. I don't want to tell you guys the name of the place, because the name of the place is the guy's name, and let's just not get into that. So he takes it to this other computer store down the street, okay? And they've been around forever, as to my store, just moved in, haven't even been here for a year yet. I haven't been there very long, they haven't been there very long. The store just moved up here from Florida. So this guy brings his computer in, because he suspects that the guy he had originally bought his computer in did not actually do anything with it. He thinks that he brought the computer in, paid $50 for a diagnostic for the guy to look at it, and the guy basically didn't even take it apart, just told him that his motherboard is broken. Okay? So I'm sure some of you guys don't know what a motherboard is. Basically, the motherboard is what everything plugs into. You got your RAM, you got your hard drive, you got all your CPU, everything gets plugged into the motherboard, okay? And basically, this guy had told him that his motherboard was cracked, okay? And that literally, that makes no sense. Like, if you drop a laptop, the odds of your motherboard, like, physically cracking, not a very high chance of happening, okay? So this guy had every right to believe, what is going on. But this guy is still weird, man. He's still giving me, like, this vibe. Like this guy is mad weird, okay? So I talk about it, and I'm like, yeah, maybe this guy misunderstood whatever he said. Whenever the guy told him it was broken, maybe there was like a cold solder joint or something on there, because he said that he had dropped it, right? So I'm thinking maybe when he dropped it, like a solder joint came loose, something else broke in there. But I highly doubt that in this computer, the motherboard had cracked. So we take it in. He pays $30 to get it looked at. We take it apart. We look at it, okay? And we come to the conclusion that, yeah, one of the solder joints is broken, and he needs a replacement board, okay? Replacement board, it literally, if a motherboard is broken in a laptop, for the most part, it does not make sense to get it fixed, okay? It literally makes no sense. Just move the hard drive over to another laptop, because it's so much work. Because like I said, the motherboard, everything is plugged into the motherboard. That is so much work. You got to unplug everything. and then put the motherboard. We got to take apart the laptop. Take apart laptops isn't fun. You got to put the board into the laptop, and you got to plug everything into the laptop. And it's not as easy as it is with like a desktop computer. So this is a lot of work, and it's a lot of money and labor. So it literally makes no sense to get this thing fixed. But this guy's weird. And this guy wants to get it fixed, and it's $175. So he's spending $175 on a laptop that's been outdated. Like this thing had this was like an XP machine. This thing was ridiculous. So he wants to get this thing fixed, and I'm like, red flag. I'm like, why would he want to get this thing fixed? This guy is so weird, man. I'm just thinking about him right now. He's so weird. So he decides he wants to get this thing fixed, okay? But apparently this guy doesn't have $175. I don't know. You know what? I don't expect him to. That's like not, that's a decent amount of money, and this guy has a computer from like 7 years ago. So I don't expect someone with a computer from 7 years ago to have $175 just floating around his pocket for obvious reasons. That's $175, and this guy drives a '92 Corolla with a Windows XP machine that he carries around with him. Of course he doesn't. Of course. Makes sense. Of course he doesn't. So anyways, so he just decides, he says he wants to get it done. He just doesn't have the money for it. Okay, so he decides to leave the computer with us, and he'll let us know when he wants to get it fixed. I said, sure, fine, that's great. And keep in mind, you have to sign like a little work order. Like, we fill out your work order, we write everything down, what came in, all about the computer, the serial number, the model type, all that shiz. Oh, look at me catching myself from swearing. All that stuff. We write it all down. That way, no confusion. Everyone gets the right thing back. We know what we're working on. That's just the easiest way to do it. So I write down, he wants to get it done. He'll let us know whenever he okays the repair. Okay, so after about 3 weeks, I give him a call. Okay, I call the guy on a phone. Okay, I call his cellular device, and the guy answers. This is how he does. He goes, "Hello? Yeah. Okay, yeah." Like, that's what this guy sounds like. Like, this guy is a mad creepo, man. I'm telling you, like, this guy was so weird, man. So I call this guy, and I'm like, so you want to get this thing done no matter what? He goes, yes, I do want to get it done. So I'm like, how about this? How about we fix this thing so that we could get it together and it's not laying out in parts on our workbench? We'll fix it, and then we'll just let it sit on the bench, complete. We'll put it on the shelf to be picked up, and whenever you're ready to pick it up, pay the money. We'll fix it. It'll just sit in the store until you're done. But I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to fix it if he wants to go back on. And he goes, yes, I would greatly enjoy if you were to fix it now. So I'm like, all right, this guy's weird. And also, yeah, all right, sir, yeah, we'll go ahead and fix it. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, all right, we're gonna fix this guy's computer, and that's exactly what we do. All right, we fix this guy's computer. Boom, it's money, it's perfect, best computer fix the world has ever seen. And this guy's computer is finished in like 3 days. So we call him and tell him it's finished. And I knew. He's like, okay. He goes, yeah, that's fine. Whenever I get the money, I'll stop in. I'm like, all right, bro, that's cool. Whenever you're ready, stop in. Boom, we'll you can pay for it, and then it's gonna be money from there. And he goes, all right, okay, that's what we'll do. So like I said, 3 days later, shit. Oh my god, I didn't want to punt. Crap. It's okay. It's okay. So anyways, yeah. So 3 days later, I call the guy, tell him it's done. He goes, okay, that is all right. All right. So this guy's okay with the repair getting done, because like I said, I had talked to him, and he said it's fine. He'll pick it up. So after about 4 months, this thing sits on the shelf, and we didn't hear from this guy. So I'm like, all right, is this guy coming to get this thing or not? Okay. And so I call this guy. I'm calling him, and I'm like, hey, guy, your laptop has been here for like 4 months, and according to the work order that you signed, we only hold your property for 21 days, and that's something that he signed. At the bottom, it says, you're giving you by signing this, you're reading and that hey, you are allowing us to take this computer apart, and after 21 days, it becomes property of our store. Okay. And this was like, this was, I gotta leave. I lost, man. Let's just be honest here. I lost. So this guy is very upset. I don't know why he's so mad. I called, he says when he gets the money, he'll come get it. And it's been like 4 months. I'm like, does this guy never get paid? Like, what is this guy doing? So this guy's very upset. And he proceeds to basically tell me to screw myself in his nice little weirdo voice. He says, you know what, VD? Screw yourself, buddy. Yeah. So, and I wasn't happy either. I wouldn't have it either. I tell this guy, I'm like, dude, like you agreed to 21 days and it becomes our property. We haven't heard from you in 3 months, 3-4 months. We haven't heard from this guy. And he's pissed. This guy is so mad that I'm asking him what's going on. Like, it's been well past 21 days. And I call this guy and tell him, hey, man, it's been past 21 days. We haven't heard from you. We don't know what's going on. Like, does this guy ever get paid? And then this guy claims that he never okayed the repair. And I'm like, oh, what are you and we have it all written and documented with his signature. So this guy is just looking dumb at this point, okay? And this guy is just, oh my God, I hate this guy. So he hangs up on me, okay? He basically says, I never okayed the repair. I'll pay for it when I pay for it. And hangs up. And I'm like, that's a pretty ballsy thing to say after I tell this guy that after 21 days it becomes our property. And this guy basically tells me to screw myself after I'm giving him a warning like, hey, it's been more than 21 days and your property's still here. You haven't paid for it. So this guy basically tells me to screw myself and then proceeds to hang up on me. And I'm like, all right, this is going good. This is great. So then this freaking weirdo, okay, this was like a few weeks, probably pretty close to a month after I had called him and he had rudely hung up on me. He decides to ride his, so I shouldn't even say this. So our storefront is facing a main road, okay? I look across the road and I see this weirdo, like this absolute, like this A-class weirdo, like riding this woman's bike across the street. And like me and my manager are just like cracking up. We're like, this guy is riding like a woman's bike across the street. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he pulls across the street and he pulls into our parking lot with this woman's bike. And I'm like, is that? And I'm like, is that who I think this is? And I'm like, this is the guy. This is the guy who brought in his laptop like 9 months ago, and he's coming on his little woman bike. And it looked like this guy had gained about 15 years in age. Like, I don't know how it happened. Like, he went from like black hair and like with like no wrinkles on his skin, he was just looking, like your average early 4-year-old. And now this guy straight looks like he's borderline 60. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, did this guy stop eating puppy souls? So he's aging like very rapidly now. God, Vic, you suck. Oh my, or Mariota, you suck. So anyways. So this guy had apparently stopped sacrificing kittens to make himself youthful, because this guy looked like he was pushing 60. So he comes in and he says, "Yeah, hi, it's me. I want to come and let you guys know that I got a new job and I'm gonna be able to come in and pay for my computer on Tuesday." And that's how he said Tuesday. I'm like, oh my God, I hate this guy. Who says Tuesday? You think you could just come into my store with your woman bike and say Tuesday to my face like that? You think that you're allowed to do? You think you're allowed to come in there and say Tuesday to me while you're on your woman bike? You goddamn succubus! You think you're allowed to do? No, you are not. You are not. But I'm at work, okay? So I can't tell this guy. Who says Tuesday? I gotta be professional. So I'm like, okay, we'll see you on Tuesday. And this was the first time my manager has ever seen this guy. He knew about him, obviously, because his laptop was here for 5 years. But this is the first time the manager was seeing him, guy. And the manager turns to me and he goes, that guy's a fucking weirdo. And I'm like, yeah, he's a weirdo. Whoa. So this guy's weird. And we're on mutual grounds that this guy's weird. Right? So I was like, and I go back to the owner. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's going to come shoot up the store on Tuesday. And we were pretty confident this guy was going to come by and kill us all on Tuesday. Because this guy was that weird. He pulled up on his chick bike and he said, on Tuesday, I will come shoot all of you. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be sick on Tuesday, so I can't come in. I'm going to come down with the cancers. But I'll be fine for Wednesday, okay? But Tuesday, yeah, I'm going to have cancer, okay? And it didn't fly over too well. I guess they I don't know, but I didn't get Tuesday off, okay? But thankfully he showed up, whenever I was gone. So he picks up his computer while I wasn't there. So like I'm saying, like this guy was not there at this guy came in after I had left and picked up his computer, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, that he came and picked up his computer on the Tuesday that he said he was going to, and I guess he didn't shoot up the store, which was good. You know, I'm glad. This guy looked like he was school shooter material, and he didn't shoot up the store. So I was happy. I was like, wow, thanks for not shooting up the store, because you know that was very nice of you. That was nice of you to not shoot up the store. So he gets his laptop and he's happy. You know, he's happy. Okay, but it's not over. It's not. He comes back, and apparently he has a car now, okay? So I open up the store in the mornings, right? Like, I open up the stores, and one day, while I'm opening up the store, like 30 minutes before the store opens, this guy just, like, weirdly pulls... Thank you, come again. This guy, like, weirdly pulls in with, like, his 93 Corolla again. Like, he bought back his Corolla after it got, like, impounded or something because he didn't make any payments on it. So he made payments on his Corolla and got it back so he didn't have to drive around his lady's bike. Good for him, you know? So he pulls in and, like, suspiciously, like, looks into the window, and I duck. I'm like, ooh, ooh. You guys can't see me, but I'm ducking underneath my desk right now because I'm like, oh, I can't let this guy see me. And then I was like, wait a minute. What if he thinks he could break into the store because I'm here? So I shoot back up. I'm like, whoo! I shoot up, and I scare the living shit out of him. He goes, whoo! And I think he made that sound because I seen him. I scared him, and he floors it. He drives out of the parking lot. I scared this guy off, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna come back and eat my babies. This guy's gonna come back and I scared him, man, because I like ducked. I was like, I can't let this guy see me. Then I'm like, what if he tries to break into the store? So I pop back up, and I scared him, and he drives off. Right? He drives off. And then I guess he comes back later and says that the new motherboard that we replaced his motherboard. We replaced the board and he came and picked it up. And the new motherboard is slightly different from his old one, so the charge port no longer works. The charge port is a slightly smaller pin. So he comes in and he has like this universal charger, and I'm like, it's a universal charger, so you should have your tips at home. He goes, yeah, I don't think I have those. I don't think that comes off. So I'm like, okay. So I just pull it off, and I'm like, yeah, it comes off. It comes with the universal charger. I would go home and check the ports. That's what he does. And then he comes back later that day, and he says he can't find them. He thinks he threw them away. So we go ahead and order him a new port. Okay, we order him the new port. Yeah. And so we buy him the new port, okay, for this guy so he could charge his computer. Okay, this A-class weirdo wants to be able to charge his computer. You know who doesn't want to be able to charge their computer? So I'm okay with that. So he comes in. Then this was on Monday. What day is it? Tuesday. Today's Friday. On Monday, he comes in and picks up his little thing because it came in the mail. So he picks it up and he's gonna take it home so he can charge his computer. And this is where I'm gonna swear, guys, because this is where it gets fucking weird, guys. Like, this guy is such a weirdo, man. So, my employer likes to listen to the police radio. I don't know why. She just enjoys it. So she listens to the police radio. That's what she does. Who cares? Police scanner, And we're all, and we hear that there was a non-emergency call for 3 children walking down the middle of the road. Okay? So there's 3 children walking down the middle of the road. So a cop is going to go be like, hey, stop walking down the middle of the road, you little jerks, that's not cool. You could really get hurt. But more importantly, you could hurt someone's car. Okay? More importantly. Okay? Because you guys don't matter. Okay? Yeah, so don't. Because that's a lot of money to repair, and your parents don't want to do that. And you don't want to go to a hospital. I mean, no one cares if you go to the hospital, but I'm sure you do. So they respond. They respond to this call of the guy being in the hospital, right? Which makes sense. That's what they do. Or not to the hospital. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? They respond to them, okay, to these kids walking down the middle of the road. It turns out, yeah, these kids weren't walking down the middle of the road. And I'm like, okay. Turns out, some guy had just called and said they were walking down the middle of the road. So they interviewed the kids, and apparently some guy had told that he basically pulled up next to them and like was trying to like get these kids into his car. All right, so some guy is like trying to lure these people, these children, these children into his car, and I'm like, oh my god, man, we got pedophiles out here in these streets, man. And this was on Monday. So there's a post going on about it. They get an image, and the image goes live on Facebook. Okay, on Facebook, I'm following my local police department, so I look and I'm like, You gotta be freaking kidding me! It's the guy! It's the guy with the laptop, man! I swear! Bro, nothing like this has ever happened to me. I'm like, oh my god, I knew it! I knew this guy was an A-class weirdo, bro. It was him! This was the guy they were looking for, man. The vehicle description matched. The sketch matched. This was the guy who brought in his laptop. And now he is trying to pick up children on the side of the road. Oh my god. I said that this guy was a goddamn... And here he is. He's picking up children on the side of the road. This guy is weird, man. And I shit you not, man. I shit you not that this guy was picking up kids on the side. And better yet, the kids that he were trying to pick up, there was 3 of them. And one of them was related to one of the employees. One of them was related to one of the employees that works at the store. So this guy had tried to pick up one of our employees' sisters. One of their sisters. Oh my god. It's like the most ridiculous story. Like you can't make this up. Oh my god. So anyways, so this is the guy, okay? So I send it to my boss. I'm like, "What? This is the guy. This is the guy." So we forward his information and the dude gets arrested. The dude literally gets arrested. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And this guy has got a court date. This dude's a pedophile, man. So it just goes to show you, man, you cannot trust these Eugenes in this street. Shout out to Birdman, because this guy is a straight up Eugene, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't think that's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like if you've seen this guy, now this guy looked and talked like a school shooter, and he looked and talked like he would definitely be someone who would do something like this. And what do you know? No wonder he wanted to get his computer fixed. He's got like kitty porn on it or something, man. I bet you if we looked at this guy's computer, he's probably got like all sorts of weird shit on there, man. Oh god. Yeah, that's a weird story. But I had to let you guys know that. Yeah, so that's really it for the video, guys. So, sorry for the change of pace. You know, actually, probably good for the change of pace. You guys probably like stories, so, you know, here you guys go. So, if you guys like the video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. It's going to be down in the description below. This is a long one, guys. I'm sorry about that. But as always, be